My first question is about the labeling of what's going in Gaza. You have been consistent in labeling that as genocide. But is that shared by other countries? How do you see that this hypocrisy of many countries that is still reserved not to call it genocide? That's my first question. I'll follow up with another question.
On Palestine.
Yes.
The question is no more on labeling.
Labeling.
There has been massacre there. There has been indiscriminate killing. There has been school bombed, hospital destroyed. It's no more a question of labeling. Our opinion is that we should save life, save Palestinian lives. And it's why we called and we continue to call for an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. I thank you.
My second question, can I? My second question regarding Algeria itself. It has been targeted. There are many countries trying to label Algeria as not a peace-loving country. Mali has been issuing some statement. Algeria has been, because it's not normalizing a relation with Israel, some even Arab countries who are normalizing with Israel, trying to accuse Algeria of is not cooperating in terms of peace efforts around the world. So how do you respond in your national capacity as to those countries who have been criticizing Algeria?
I think that the Algerian position on Palestine is overwhelmingly supported by the members of the General Assembly and by the majority of the members of the Security Council. It is well known that Algeria is in the front in supporting the people of Palestine. But Algeria is also a responsible member of the United Nations. And Algeria will try to be the best bridge to divergent views and to try, as President of the Security Council, to promote peace and security, not only in the Middle East, but also all over the world. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name is Ibtisam Azim, Al Arabi Al Jadid newspaper. I have two questions. The first one on Syria and Resolution 2254. The question is whether you believe that this resolution should be renegotiated. Is there any, not the resolution negotiated, but a new resolution instead of that resolution, given the fact that some parts are not anymore in effect? And is there any talks in the Security Council or on this regard, given the fact that we also heard from the transitional government that they wish to have that? And the second question is on Palestine and settlements. We hear many countries, including the US or the UK, talking about their opposition to settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories, but yet we see very little done. What do you believe that countries should do more, especially in the Security Council, than they are doing? Thank you.
Two questions. one on Syria, one on Palestine again. On Syria and on the resolution 2254. It's true that this resolution seems to be a little outdated, but when you read it again and again, you will find there in this resolution the principles on which we can build a better future for all Syrians. Within a country, in peace with itself, and within an inclusive process for a new governance in Syria. Our position as a friendly country of the people of Syria, a friendly country of the people of Syria, with whom we have a long-standing history of friendship that dates back to the Emir Abdul Qadir. Our position is that we should help the Syrian people to overcome this transition and not putting conditions on the process which should be Syrian-led and Syrian-owned. Palestine, it was about the settlement. I agree with you that there were a lot of words, but no deeds, to stop the settlement in the West Bank, especially in Jerusalem, and now maybe in Gaza. We will try very much to stop these settlement activities in this region. Thank you.
Thank you, Ismail. Gabriel Elizondo from Algeria English. Good luck on your presidency this month. One question on Syria. Do you foresee this month in the Council getting any sort of movement on delisting HTS? And would you be willing to facilitate that if it were to come on the table? Thank you.
It will be up to the Council. We will have a meeting on Syria, the 8th of this month, where we are seeking a report of the SRSG on his contacts there. And we will debate on the best way to help the Syrian people to rebuild its country and to rebuild its governance. The question of delisting should be apprehended with this objective. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador. First, wish you a successful presidency this month. This is Xu Dezhi with China Central Television. Two questions. First one, in the capacity of the president, we know that this month, the UNRWA bills by Israeli Knesset will soon be put in effect. Will there be any action by the Security Council on this issue? Second, in the capacity of Algeria, you mentioned a lot of times to urge Security Council to take actions on these Israeli movement actions, operations in Gaza. Will you consider sanctions against Israel in the Security Council? Thank you.
First on UNRWA. This morning, during the first breakfast we had under our presidency, I announced that we intend to call for a meeting in the third decade of this month in order to discuss the situation of UNRWA. We hope that we will reach a consensus that will authorize UNRWA to continue its work on behalf of the General Assembly, on behalf of the UN, in favor of the Palestinian population. For Algeria, UNRWA is irrepressible and should continue to work and to fulfill its mandate. The mandate given overwhelmingly by the General Assembly of this body.
Good evening, Mr. Ambassador. I'm from the Algerian television. My question is about the situation in Palestine. The Palestinian people is subject to a genocide, and the Security Council is unable to put an end to the violations by the Zionist occupier. What are the chances of some movement in the Security Council? What are your priorities, Mr. Ambassador?
منذ بداية
Since the beginning of our membership in the Council, the Palestinian question has been a top priority. We therefore condemn the violations committed against civilians, against Palestinian civilians, and we call for respecting international humanitarian law. Even wars have rules. In light of the bloody scenes we are witnessing, we strongly believe that the only solution that can alleviate the suffering of Palestinian civilians is a ceasefire. Immediately, permanently, and without any conditions. Against this background, within the Security Council, we acted, whether individually or as part of a group of countries, as part of the E10, and we will continue in our calls, in our actions, until the Security Council bears its responsibilities in full. I thank you.